Hey.
Good to see you.
And nice to see you too.
Shall we? So Hayley, how was my first impression?
It was awfully bad, actually. I was thinking that everything from standing physically too far apart from me, refusing my attempt at contact with a kiss, and doing the overly formal handshake, don't think it really set the date up on the right terms.
Wasn't showing like a power. I was going for a power shake.
It was more of like what do we call it? The limp high handshake option. I'm still going back for it now.
Limp high octopus.
And then you also unhelpfully walked through the door, to the little coffee shop ahead of me and left me trailing behind you on the street.
Well, I was kind of trying to show the way. Yeah. So this was obviously bad, gentlemen. You want to start the date from a demeanor of warmth and like actually having a connection.
Right. Because it sets up her expectation, right, around what is going to follow and what sort of social relationship is going to develop.
Right. Gives her permission to be warm and open too if I'm coming and give you like just a little hug or a kiss on the cheek and then lead you through. That's a good way to start, huh? I think, but why do you think a man does that? Like doesn't, is too formal or standoffish or doesn't
I
really
think
know
it
where
might
to
because
start?
we've got this thing where, showing our sexuality in any way that's obvious is considered negative and bad. So I think it's almost like, no, I'm not flirting with you. I'm honestly not here to flirt with you. Lovely to meet you, madam,
I'm here for the date, but I only date above the chin. That's what I do. I just look at people politely and then the hand shakes.
Yeah, and when you're dealing with those feelings of like anxiety and you're thinking, oh my God, now I'm going to have to do it and what am I going to talk to her about?
Yep.
And those questions are whirring around your mind, it can stop you from being present and actually engaging with her on that date.
Right, so in that first moment, smile, warm, get in close, touch a bit, go in, and it's a good place to start. All right, let's see if I do it better in this clip.
Hey.
Hi, how are you? Good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Shall we? So now we've started our wonderful date. Hayley and I are going to demonstrate to you a whole bunch of ways in which the man...
Really screw it up.
Yeah, for both of us.
Yeah.
Both sides are equally capable of screwing up a date. All right, how to have a bad date, number 1. So how's your week been?
It's been good. It's been pretty busy. I've just been doing a lot of work with my business. I've been doing a little bit of dance lessons as well.
Oh, what dance do you do?
Something called Brazilian Zouk. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's like a partner.
Whereabouts in Brazil is it from?
I think it's originally from the Caribbean, but then went via Rio, where it kind of mixed with lambada and stuff.
How long have you been studying that for?
About 3 years. I don't know. Have you ever done any dance?
Do you go to a school or you have a private coach?
Both. So I have a private coach that...
How much does he cost per hour?
It's not too expensive actually. It's maybe like £60 or something an hour, so it's okay. But what I really love about it is you just get a bit of physical connection, a bit of fitness, and I really like learning the skill and the technique.
Lots of moves. You got fancy looking moves or what?
Yeah, I've got some fancy looking moves. How about you? Have you got any fancy looking moves?
Not so much. And do you have any pets?
No, I'd love to have a pet though. I noticed
What books are you reading lately?
I am currently reading a book called So You've Been Publicly Shamed by John Ronson. So it's all about how people deal with...
Long book? How many pages each?
I would say it's around the 180 page mark.
And what was the author, sorry?
John Ronson.
Okay.
He's
what else has he written?
The Psychopath Test.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, I think... I was going to say I think you'd like it, but that almost sounded like a veiled insult. But it's really cool because
I don't know what you mean.
Huh?
I don't know what you're referring to.
Just because I said I thought you might like it.
And so, did you have any brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I've got one younger brother. How about you? How's your family? Are they all based in Australia still?
Yeah, I don't really want to talk about them.
Okay. Okay, so what happens is I think when you stack too many detail-based questions together, basically the conversation just gets narrower and narrower, and then there's absolutely no space for anything interesting to come out of it. We reach conversational death.
I'm trying to find out facts about you.
I know, but those facts don't make me feel understood. They don't make me feel emotionally connected to you. Instead, they just end up being a bunch of stats. And I feel like that would be a point where the conversation no longer becomes relatable. So instead of going on a fact-finding mission or trying to ask any question where the answer is a number, I get where that's coming from. You're trying to like express interest, but in fact you're expressing interest in these completely like unimportant areas of her life which actually don't carry any emotional weight for her.
Right, and things that you could possibly Google and not going to assist you. The other thing about that is that it actually relies on you. If I'm asking you just a barrage of questions, it relies on you providing 100% of the content.
Right.
So I'm not actually contributing, and that's a heavy and like annoying weight to have to carry. Where it's like each piece of it, and then and all I do is say, "Cool, interesting," and then ask the next question.
And it feels very unnatural. So I agree that too many questions stacked together can create an unnatural sense of pressure in the conversation. And instead, you're going to get what's much better is if someone organically opens up and starts to respond in response to information that you've added into the conversation.
Right. We have a simple formula. It's question, answer, comment instead of question, answer, question. All right, so just make and cool and interesting doesn't count. If I go cool, interesting, that's not a comment. That's just a sound that I'm putting in between the next question.
Yep.
So you have to go, I wasn't expecting to hear that from you, and I find that fascinating because this reason. And now I can ask another question. Yeah, it was pretty touch and go. My brother had to go through a whole lot of different tests, and like at different points, different doctors had conflicting opinions. Some thought it was really
that's
serious.
so funny because sometimes I found like I had this really bad cold last winter and I was just having to get, obviously it takes ages to get a doctor's appointment in the first place in London. Then when I was in there, they kept trying to tell me it was tonsillitis and I just knew it wasn't. I knew that they had to do more investigation, so I had to really push for them to do a proper examination, and then we had to get stuff sent off, and in the end of course it was all fine. I actually I just got better in a week anyway.
This was obviously much more
well,
serious.
It's just a bit different, but there's definitely been a lot of stuff going around. Lots of my friends had what I had as well.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's not bubonic plague though, right?
No, I think you wouldn't be here if it was bubonic plague.
But that was what they thought my brother had.
Oh, wow. I mean, that sounds... I actually went to Morocco recently, and I think that's where the actual... Maybe I've got that totally wrong, actually. I thought that's maybe where it started out.
Maybe we could Google that. This is one I've certainly come across, and it's the ability to take someone's topic that they have invested a huge amount of passion and information in, and take it and spin it 180 and make it about you instantly. Right. Which is an amazing skill, especially when the difference of experience in the topic is vast. Like, so someone's like, I literally was the first man to climb this mountain, and you're like, I've seen a mountain once. Yeah. So yeah, what was going on there was just making it all about you.
I think it could partly be insecurity. So you're just really like the way it's almost like talking so much to fill any potential void in the conversation. Mm-hmm. I think it also shows a sense of entitlement because you're not showing any curiosity or concern about who this person is and how they're showing up for you. You just think this is an opportunity for yourself to shine and for them to bask in your reflected glory. And I think it doesn't come across well. In fact, I think sometimes, especially as a woman, having periods where, as a man or a woman, having periods where you're allowing the other person to really express themselves, being patient, stepping back, listening, observing, these are all really important tools which suggest I don't really need to perform here in order to be liked. In fact, it's probably more important to me that I get a deeper understanding of you because I want to figure out if it's going to be worthwhile us spending more time together.
I know as on the male side, we don't expect too much out of a date, but that we do expect, even if you're not conscious of it, like having a woman show actual interest in below the fact, right? So to just ask a question, why do you like that? Or tell me more about that. Is something that men don't get to experience that often with women. It's really simple to do, ladies. You just ask them a couple of follow-up questions and don't make it all about you. So you said you were in advertising, right?
Yeah, I am.
So cool.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I don't know much about it, but like, seems cool.
Yeah, it is. On
the cutting edge of things, right?
I guess so. I guess I do more of a sort of support role.
Ah, right. Wow. Like, does that mean social media support or sales, or what is it?
It's more when someone has a sort of creative vision, I'm the person that sort of probably helps sort out some of the administration and stuff around that.
Wow, that's fascinating. So like you're right in there on the ground making it happen.
Yeah, I guess so. I quite like it.
Wow, it's great. Yeah. I must say you're a choice of blouse is beguiling. Lovely,
Thanks.
really lovely. Yeah, it matches the earrings, which matches your hair. And, it's lovely, lovely. Yeah. So anyway, what's the plans for the summer? You got any exciting things happening?
Not really. I think I'll just be chilling mostly and just hanging out.
Yeah, that's cool. Really nice. I can imagine you being good at that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I am.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's like I find chilling. Probably not as good as you. Yeah. I mean, for me, I don't have anything crazy planned either.
Uh-huh.
I'm just doing a bit of work with some non-profit organisation in Africa.
Oh, okay. Do you like Africa?
I mean, do you?
I've never been, so I don't really know. I like to travel more like in Europe, I guess.
I understand that. Like, it's not for everybody. Not everyone's cup of tea. So I can totally understand if you wouldn't be into it.
No.
For me, it's not that important. It's just, I've been doing it, full time for the last 8 years, but it's just a side thing. Yeah. Anyway, wow, that's really pretty. The ring.
Oh, thanks. It matches my.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's lovely. Was that a present from someone special?
It's actually from my ex-boyfriend.
From your ex-boyfriend?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's wonderful. Lovely guy. Lucky guy. Maybe.
So I would say eagerness, willingness to please, like this. And you know where I see it a lot actually with guys is when they're doing the initial approach. They do what I call the compliment bomb, which is, I just want to say you look really attractive and that is a great shirt and you seem really chilled as well and I like what you've done with your hair. And the woman's just standing there kind of perplexed as to where this compliment bombardment is coming from. And it comes across, I think, as kind of sycophantic, like someone actually on the down low wants to get something from you. And so in order to do that, they're trying to kind of massage the situation by giving you as many compliments as possible. And really that actually, bit of a controversial phrase here, but it objectifies the woman, I think, in a negative way, where she doesn't feel understood, she doesn't feel like she's getting recognition for anything she's actually contributing. It's just like whatever she does, you're just gonna compliment her and be a great guy because you ultimately want something from her.
Right, so what they would call like covert contracts, where I'm giving with the apparent idea that it's free, but really what I'm trying to do is accrue credit here in some way or another. I'm trying to, and it ties back to what we were talking about, like the need to impress, to if I've got to do something performative and give this woman positive feelings and agree with her all the time and not rock the boat, make her feel super comfortable all the time, because that's what might make her like me, as opposed to the sense of like, okay, I'm interested in you, but I need to find out, you need to qualify yourself to me and vice versa. The other thing that happens there is it's just such a constant release of pressure. Yeah. It's like if I'm nodding and smiling and agreeable every moment, then you never get the sense of like, did that guy understand me, or do I need to invest more in this, or is he really listening to me, or there's a bit of tension, a space just to create mystery.
I think one of the most attractive things is feeling like genuinely understood and, dare I say it, seen by somebody else. And that often doesn't mean that the other person thinks you're like this perfect goddess that's just walked into their life, but actually they appreciate something of your humanity or how you're showing up that day. So I think to be much more responsive, cut down on the compliments, and instead of just compliment bombing, just go for one very specific piece of validation, specifically around something that she's actually bringing to the table. So notice how she's talking about things, notice what personal qualities she's exuding, and just say, I actually think it's really interesting, or it's really attractive, or it's pretty unusual. I like how you are, blah, 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 whether that's like confident, easygoing, ambitious, kind of sneaky. It doesn't have to be super, super, super all 100% positive though. The most important thing I think is it's something that she is actually contributing within that moment, rather than you just praising, her earring, hair color combination.
I was going to say the old, okay. Yeah, and it's just absolutely exhilarating, when you're out on the white water, like there's that good level of risk, but you're probably not going to hurt yourself too much.
Is it a bit sort of cold though at this time of year?
Yeah, you've got a wetsuit, and the adrenaline's pumping, and so that's the last thing you're worried about is the temperature. Yeah.
Is it your own wetsuit? Or do you borrow?
It depends, it doesn't really matter. It's like once you're in there, And there's a team aspect to it too, you know, like it's like you become one.
Do you get to choose who you get to be with on the team? Do you go like with a group of friends, or could it just be strangers?
It could be either. Yeah, but it's good bonding experience, right? You know, I mean that's cool, kind of cool thing about when you meet strangers and you actually do something together, not just, you know, like meeting, I don't know, for a coffee, but like you're combining forces. And
I don't really know. I don't really do that.
What do you mean? You don't
really meet people very much. I just hang with my, you know, people I know already.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, like, I guess, I used to be like that too. Sort of, you know, you have your people.
Is it just a bit weird though, isn't it? Start talking to someone you don't know.
It can feel. I guess it can feel kind of weird, but that's, you know, that awkwardness of when two people that don't know each other meet, but then there's.
But then also it's like how finding the time and stuff, because I find like I've got a couple of really good friends, and I think with them like we spend a lot of time together. You know, and it's, I don't know.
Hard to make time for new people.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of thing. Yeah, I know, but it's like live life.
I quite like this. Like, I think this is a cute cafe you chose. Yeah. This is nice.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it's cool. But I mean, what about for you? Like, what's really making you feel passionate at the moment in your life?
I guess I just, you know, I would say like my friends are my hobby. So friends.
Yeah, cool.
So I like just to really just socialise with them and catch up and stuff.
Yeah. Do you guys, I don't know, you do something exciting, or you're
very social? I just
or...
think like when we just hang out, it's cool and it's nice. I mean, there's definitely been some times in the past where I used to have some other friends who were a bit more interested in like going out and doing kind of like sports and stuff, but they're a bit weird though. I found them a bit like full on and kind of strange. I felt like they didn't really understand much about me. So yeah, I just decided I just didn't really want to spend time with them anymore. And my ex was actually part of that friendship circle, so there's sort of more of his friends. So because we had quite a bad breakup, so I just decided it was the best to sort of distance myself from them.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. You know, when things end, it's good to create some space, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so, well, I guess you were over all that and...
Well, it's hard, isn't it? Because I think if someone really disappoints you and really lets you down, you don't really sort of get over it. It's more that you learn to live with it instead. So this is actually something I get feedback from a lot with my guy clients, is that they'll say that if a woman appears very closed off to different date suggestions, you know, they're suggesting going like whitewater rafting and she's like, no, I don't like water. Sometimes that it's not the go with the flow, open-minded, adventurous, easygoing spirit that lots of people find very attractive. So whilst it's okay to have your own boundaries and ideas of stuff that you would want, like I would be trying to be somewhat receptive if he's trying to bring ideas to the table, even if you want some negotiation around that. Also, I think for anyone at any point in time, it always looks bad to speak negatively of others. You know, even if someone's really ticked you off in the past, I think if you are dragging that into the present moment and making it a point of focus within the conversation, all that would make me concerned about if I was on the receiving end. I'd just be thinking, this person's a little bit negative, and eventually that negativity is going to be turned towards me.
Yeah, it's off-putting because it also explains a philosophy about life.
Totally.
Like
lack of personal responsibility and autonomy.
And new ideas coming in and immediately going, like a child, like, I don't like that flavour.
Yeah.
Like, who cares? It doesn't matter if you like the flavour or not. It's like, like this person's expressing something to you, let them explore the idea. You don't have to sycophantically agree with them or nod and smile. You can be like, okay, you can challenge them, but to like shut down, because in that situation I'm just talking about stuff and you're just like, I don't like that. No, this is not for me. I'm like, well, that's not the point of the conversation. It's not for you to decide whether you think it's a good thing or not. It's like, okay, let's explore an idea because I'm trying to show something about myself. So I pull the general manager aside and I dump the dirt on this guy. You know, I tell him everything that I found out about him online. Totally passed over for the promotion. This guy's career is done, out of my hair forever. Huh?
I know that he's been annoying you for a while, but I'm thinking...
Motherfucker.
I was just thinking that maybe, maybe there was a different way of kind of dealing with that, because I feel maybe, I know that it's good for you guys not to work together anymore, but maybe there was a different route to go down there, because it's like his whole career.
Okay, you obviously haven't worked in finance, sweetie, have you? Yeah, I mean, that's not how things are done. Yeah, it's dog eat dog where I come from. Yeah, I mean, how do you think I got where I am?
But I just thought, because you seem like a lot of the time with me, like you're quite, you know, you are an emotionally intelligent guy, and so
yeah.
So
obviously.
So I was just thinking that maybe, you know, because you already know like that you're better than him and that you're doing really well with everything. So I think sometimes when you feel that way, you don't need to sort of put.
That's exactly the time to fucking stick the knife in. Are you trying to defend Charles?
No,
here?
no, I know he's really annoying, but I just feel like I know he's been bad, but I feel like it's, you know, I know he's got a partner and a kid and stuff, and I just guess I feel a little bit.
I don't give a shit about that. That's just like what I happen to find out. It's like we use whatever you got, whatever tools, whatever means necessary. All right, so I was obviously getting some baller points in that last one, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that was my least attractive guy out of the ones that I went on a date with today.
It was the most fun to be.
I could see you were enjoying it somehow.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I think it was because also, first of all, fundamentally that comes across as really try hard. Because what it's sub-communicating is like, I'm really desperate to impress you with this information about myself. I'm not at ease with who I am. I feel the need to try and stomp on other people in order to sort of like self-aggrandize. And I think all that does is make you actually appear really bad. And also I think it's about allowing the conversation to be in a space where you're okay to take feedback, because a conversation is dynamic, it's agile. She's clearly there. She's not looking impressed. She's not like, oh wow, so you really squashed that dude.
Oh, yeah.
You know, she's looking really uncomfortable and obviously is unease, and you're showing that your values are not aligned on this subject. So rather than try and force your point home to get the reaction that you in your mind imagined that you wanted, instead it's actually better just to acknowledge that she's not matching that emotional level and to pivot the conversation.
And probably most women won't match that level. It's like inherently there's, as you mentioned, the issue of like, I'm trying to impress you, and the thing that I'm choosing to impress you about is the wrong one. Like I didn't even choose like the charity work or the, you know, or the sick grandmother or whatever. It's like I'm going straight for the worst characteristics of humankind. Although it begs the question, because this is not an outlandish situation, right? It's like, I mean, you've probably had situations where a guy is trying to impress you with something that doesn't seem to you like a good choice. Why do you think a guy in that position would choose that?
I think sometimes obviously they'd say that women are attracted to power or anything that exudes that. So squashing out is like a very primitive way of demonstrating that, like crushing competitors, but that's what brings me the big bucks. And I would just say by entering into that, you're looking at like the whole man-woman dynamic the wrong way round. And instead of I would be thinking about the topics or the ideas that you're trying to impress her with as a filter to what kind of women that you'd like to meet. Do you really, would you really love a woman to be super impressed by how much money you make, or if you can squash your competitor? If so, I would say that's not the high quality woman that you want to meet. And in fact, as a guy, it's equally as important as it is for a woman to really hold standards and also be looking to attract people in who match your value system and who are attracted to you for the right reasons.
I think women often do, correct me if I'm wrong, but they will look for what does the man do when things don't go exactly his way as indicative of who he is, totally. as opposed to the polished
for my women,
version.
To my female clients, I'd say it's how does he handle a no? And I think that's a really good test of character, and it's because it's kind of easy when everything's going your way to be nice and to be positive, but as soon as you lose a bit of that control, how does somebody take that? I think when someone's very emotionally reactive as well, to me it suggests there's a lot of sensitivity, there's a lot of insecurity, there's a lot of discomfort around that subject. I would start to worry, like, is this going to be turned on me at some point in time? Because if he's like that with somebody else, inevitably this is going to come back.
Right. Yeah, if he can't be chilled, laugh at himself, not have things go his own way and be relaxed about it, means you're going to have to deal with that in the future and all sorts of consequences.
Which is I'm bailing out on that.
All right. Sorry, ballers. Try again. So I thought, why not just get a pink cast, you know, just for fun. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, sod it. Right, so I go in, the doctor puts the cast on, I come out with this pink cast on my arm.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, this is pretty amusing, right?
Yeah, so is it okay if I just quickly look at this one?
Do what you got to do.
Thank you. Cool. Sorry, you were saying about...
So this little girl walks into the doctor's office now, right? She's crying. She's broken her elbow or arm or something. She's there with her mother, and you know she's in tears. And the doctor.
I'm just thinking that I think the light looks pretty nice coming in through this window.
Yeah, it's nice.
It is nice, but I was just thinking maybe would it be alright? I know this is a bit weird, but would it be okay? Would it be okay if you got a picture for my Instagram for me?
You want me to take a photo of you?
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe we could take a few because I'm really conscious that I haven't actually posted today, and I feel like I should get something up.
Okay, sure. Well, I mean, I'm not a professional, but you know, okay.
But I think if you just pay attention to the fact that this light is coming from here, so I think I'm going to turn this way, and maybe we could take about 20.
Okay, I've taken one, but you.
Okay, let me just get.
20, is it? Okay.
And do you think it looks better? Do you think we should have the coffee cup and shot?
Yep.
Okay.
Sure.
Awesome.
Sounds good. Okay, cool. Got it.
I mean, it would actually probably look better if you could just. I know it sounds weird. If you could just go a bit lower, so you're shooting upwards. If you just like go down, just go down in the seat, and then what will happen is the angle's going to look really nice.
So like this?
I would say a bit more, just to be on the safe side.
Low, like this?
Yeah, so it should be like shooting up this way.
Okay, yeah, I think that's good.
You got it?
Yeah.
You sure? Okay, let me...
Oh, they're just getting some messages from Tyrone,
Louis. Okay, let me just check this a second.
Good photo.
Yeah, I mean this one's quite cute.
Lovely.
It's really, but I'm starting to think that maybe the cafe isn't quite right. As it's I've got this theme on my Instagram at the moment of doing like very like natural shots and images.
Mm-hmm.
So I know we've just met, but I was thinking maybe because there's some really nice trees and stuff out there, maybe we could just go outside quickly and just get one there. Because I should always post it.
Go outside and
yeah, so I've got to post
photos.
at 5 p.m. every day. So
for business, you could. Something.
No, it's just for my followers. You know, it's really good to be consistent.
Yeah.
So if we can maybe go outside for a bit, and then I've just looked at my messages. I should probably actually shoot off. But it's been really, really nice meeting you.
Been great fun. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so a few more shots then, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Okay, now I think I want to just do a couple more if that's okay, because I kind
Couple
of...
more? Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
If we could do it like this.
Whatever you like, that's good. Mm-hmm. Yep, nice. Cool.
I just think maybe, we can't probably see the bell in the shot, right?
Not really.
Could we maybe get it in? Because I think it'd be nice for the composition.
Yep.
You got the bell?
No, not yet.
Is there any way if you could just get this one in, I think
Well,
that's...
it's like...
I think you just go back a bit, it's fine. It's fine.
All right, got it. Happy with that?
I still think we didn't quite get the top in. Do you think it looks
Didn't get the
weird to
top.
have the top of the bell cut off?
No, but if you do, then
So what do you think about going over there?
sure.
Would it look nice?
Sure, it would look great.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that looking nice?
Yeah, it looks great.
I'm loving. I think this was definitely the best idea that we've had all day.
Yeah, it's great. So yeah, we done enough there. That's about it. Yep.
I think we should go. Could you maybe put some of the those petals and stuff?
Petals.
Yeah.
Just kind of throw them at you.
Yeah, because I think it's gonna look very natural.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right. Ready?
Yeah.
This has become a thing, right? Women turning up on dates, and it can be a demographic, it can be a younger ladies thing, or it can be a girl who is an Instagram-y type of figure. But yeah, spending large amounts of time on your phone, taking calls, swiping and texting people, constantly taking like what I will put up with these days is I'll put up with the food selfies. I don't really understand them, but it's like a girl wants to take a photo of the coffee and the cake and something. I'm like, all right, this is a thing now, so I'm not going to get involved. But it certainly shows a lack of respect and also being a scattered person if you are spending decent amounts of time. I feel like you kind of have to, you can't be too fussy about this these days, especially like if you're an older guy dating younger girls or you're a millennial, like people spend a lot of time on their phones. I think we can accept that phones will be on tables, but it's definitely a deal breaker to me if a girl's just scrolling and like absent.
Yeah, well, absent's a good word. I was actually going to say from Das Woman perspective, that what's really, if you're feeling that you're not finding yourself really attracted to people, you're not connecting on the dates, part of that isn't necessarily that he's like a bad flirt or he's just not attractive. Part of that could be that you're just simply not present and open enough. I think when you're really in the present moment and really engaged with someone, that's when you get the best opportunity for that sexual spark to be created. So if you are constantly taking yourself out of the moment and onto like what people are doing on Instagram, I would say that's actually killing a lot of opportunity for connection. So I'm going to be harsh here and say it's good to practice being present-minded, some self-discipline, and also for the single ladies out there, guys will not be approaching you if you're on your phone. Even if you're scrolling Instagram, they will think, no, she's busy, I can't possibly say hello to her. So being present and keeping the phone away is actually a really good tool.
Because every person on the planet now has trained themselves to have the look of, I'm doing something important on my phone. Like, and the men have the earnest one. They're just like, really? What are you doing right now? Just some deals, some important business. All right, fine, nothing. I just feel weird. I think that was an interesting thing you're hinting at there, that it's the sitting in the inherent tension of a date, which it is. It should be tense in the sense we don't know each other yet, and so we don't understand everything about how each other communicates and our likes and dislikes and so on. So there is inherent tension in it, and often what's happening is people cannot handle that,
right?
And so they're diffusing it by like going into this virtual world, which then it doesn't allow it to turn into curiosity or sexual tension. So what's the big takeaways here? I think really for both sides, it comes down to actually paying attention and reading the other.
Yeah, being present and actually there on the date. And I know that sounds easier said than done, because I think most people go into their dates with their fair amount of anxieties or insecurities or things that are actually keeping you all in your own head, thinking it's all about you and how good your performance is and how you're going to present yourself. When I think what makes a good date are those more relational qualities of really effectively listening, respecting and understanding other people's non-verbal communication, showing interest and curiosity in the other person.
Very important.
Yeah, and matching the other person, how the other person is choosing to communicate. So it's not performative, it's relational.
Yeah, it's collaborative because we're actually combining forces to try and have fun.
Yeah. And that's what it should be. Also, final note, that's what the early dating stages are actually about, guys and ladies. It's not about, does somebody want commitment? Does somebody like me? It's not about performing, it's about actually just being in the moment and having fun.
Well said.
Hi there, it's James Marshall from The Natural Lifestyles. I hope you enjoyed watching myself and Hayley make complete fools and dicks of ourselves on our series of excruciatingly bad dates, and perhaps you recognise some of these behaviours in yourself and can now correct them. Now, if you'd like to take things to the next level in 2021 when it comes to your dating life, you can take advantage of my free 3-part video series, which goes into the foundations, the nuts and bolts, of how to create attraction to go on effective and fun dates. All you need to do is click the link below, put your email in, and you'll receive your first free video right now. If you'd like to really supercharge things in 2021, you can also check out our live workshops. So The Natural Lifestyles is the world's premier men's dating and lifestyle design company. We run workshops all around the world, COVID pending. So you can check the link below for full details, where you get to come and work with us in real life to meet real women and learn how to do this out in the field. Here's to a much better year this year, and I hope to see you in the next video or on one of our live courses. Peace.